We're now confirming that that shooting we've been telling you about inside the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., it was a security guard inside that museum that was shot dead. We're also being told 2 people wounded inside that museum as well. This is actually a traffic cam of 14th Street near the mall where we've been seeing all that police activity. And I don't know if you can see sort of at the end of the traffic cam shot, the museum is actually that roundish building on the right-hand side with the large dark entrance and the red sidewalk in front of it. It's kind of hard to see, but if your eyes are kind of glued to the back of the camera there, you can see actually where that has happened. So we are told that there is a suspect in custody. Don't know the motive behind this shooting. Okay, now we are being told we are not sure if that security guard inside has been shot dead or not. We're just getting these pictures in, but I can tell you there has been a shooting inside the Holocaust Museum there in Washington, D.C., now upping the numbers of those wounded. We are told 3 wounded inside that museum, possibly that third, the security guard, still trying to confirm whether he was shot dead or not. Initial reports were saying it was a D.C. cop that was shot. Then we were getting word it was a security guard inside that museum, but it seems we have been able to confirm that that shooting took place inside the U.S. Holocaust Museum based in Washington, D.C. there. If you're not sure of where exactly that is, it's right across from the United States Department of Agriculture on 14th Street, just before Independence Avenue, and about 2 blocks from the Washington Monument. Here's a look at Google Earth right now, zooming in to show you exactly where that is. Not far from the Washington Monument, about 2 blocks, directly across from the United States Department of Agriculture. And then as you can see from that traffic cam, a lot of police activity right now, as we are now confirming that that shooting in D.C. Has indeed taken place inside the U.S. Holocaust Museum. And, you know, this comes just days after the president took that trip overseas on the anniversary of D-Day and toured the Buchenwald concentration camp and talked about the violence and the atrocities against Jews, those millions of Jews that died during the Holocaust. The president there for a couple of days. You saw the live coverage. Now, just a few days later, we're seeing this shooting inside the U.S. Holocaust Museum there in Washington, D.C. Ed Henry, I am told, is on the way to the scene. He'll be working that story for us, kind of stepping away from his White House beat, working the breaking news. We'll bring you, okay, and I'm told we have connected with Ed Henry. He's on the phone. Ed, have you been able to make it to the scene yet?
Yes, Kira, we're on the corner of 14th and Independence, right outside the Holocaust Museum as well as the Department of Agriculture. It's sort of a crazy scene right now. There's police coming from every direction, from U.S. Park Police, the Metropolitan Police here in the city. You can probably hear some of the sirens still coming behind me. There's ambulances, several ambulances have come in. There's also police with horses, the whole deal, all kinds of law enforcement agencies. We've just spoken to 2 people, tourists, one from St. Louis, one from Arizona, who were in the Holocaust Museum when they heard gunshots. These 2 tourists tell me that they believe there were 5 gunshots and that that the gunshots were coming from inside the Holocaust Museum. These 2 people were on the first floor of the Holocaust Museum. They said all of a sudden they heard 5 booming sounds. They initially thought that something had fallen over inside the museum, but then they saw security personnel from the museum running around and sort of interviewed these people to find out where they were when the gunshots came out. The tourists ascertained that the gunshots sounded like they were coming from the second floor of the museum. They said it sounded like a booming sound right above them. So they believe that the gunshots were inside the building, and they started talking to somebody in a gift shop who said they had seen some glass shatter inside the building. After the security personnel interviewed them, the tourists were told to sprint out of the building, to get out of the scene. That's why they're now on the corner outside the museum. And they're saying that they believe that the gunshots were inside the museum on the second floor because they were on the first floor and they could hear these booming sounds above them, Kira.
Okay, so have you been able to confirm whether this security guard inside the museum was shot? We were getting word possibly that he was shot, then we heard that he was shot and killed. There seems to be some confusion on the radios. Have you been able to confirm that?
We have not been able to confirm that. We were standing at the corner of 14th and Independence because we're told that the police, I don't know if it's Metropolitan Police or the Park Police, someone is going to give us a briefing shortly. My photojournalist, Jocko Riggs, has gotten another eyewitness So if you give, or someone who heard some of the gunshots?
Well, heard what happened.
You heard what happened. So if you give me one moment, Kira, I can, hold on one second. I'm going to give you the phone. What did you hear, ma'am?
We were helping people come down the elevator in wheelchairs, and one of the people said that a gunman tried to get into, when you first come in through the protectors, that's when he pulled out a gun and started shooting, and that they don't know if other people got hurt at all or anything, but they thought maybe somebody got hurt, one of the security persons got hurt, but they weren't sure.
So these gunshots were inside the museum, we believe, near where the magnetometers are when we first walked into the museum. Is that what you're saying?
And then when we left, we did see yellow tape down the hall on the right when we were being rushed out.
You were inside the building when this was going on?
I was inside watching the video, and they came in and said we had to leave right away, and they got us out.
And you were not able to confirm whether or not someone was actually shot? Or
no, they had us move down a hallway really fast, but this is what people were saying when we came out.
Okay. So you have now a third person we've spoken to saying that they believe the gunshots were inside the building. The first two eyewitnesses, this is someone who was inside the building but was not actually on the actual scene, was inside the building, but believes the shots were inside as well. Did you hear any gunshots? Okay. So we're still searching for more eyewitnesses, Kira, but that's the best we can determine right now. We have not confirmed whether anyone here on the scene, we have not been able to confirm whether anyone was actually shot, but we had heard from police officials while we were en route that at least one person was shot, and we're still trying to get more information on that, Kira.